Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Sean here with another video, and I got a couple questions on my email. I'll start leaving them on this channel about the profiles, because there's people that grew up playing with these things, and they asked me why I stopped playing with them. And well, one, they're really outdated. They're older rackets, but for the time that they made them, these are elite rackets, and they still hold up today's standards. What I like about the profile rackets is, well, this is a 95 square inch racket. I like the stiffness, and if you're not a person that has like a natural, strong return of serve, or you play against people that have huge serves, this will give you an advantage, because all you gotta do is get your racket on this ball, with this racket on the ball, and it's going back over. And I had both these rackets restrung. These are my rackets I used to play with. Another thing is, this is really, I didn't modify it or nothing. This is really handle heavy. You can see it's handle heavy. So, and then the way I used to play, like I told you before, is I have an Eastern grip, and this grip's a little big for me now, but I mean it's a 4.5, but I played all my life for the 4.5. I used to bring the racket back and then hit through it, and as you can see, it's just enough topspin with the Eastern grip to give it to get it over the net. But it being a wide body, you're gonna miss-hit a lot of shots if you're trying to play with modern style play. But the radius on this thing is 95, so if you get good hitting with this racket, your eye and hand coordination stuff will transfer over to these other modern rackets. Which what I mean by modern, they're thinner. You see the difference between this thing here, how thin they are, compared how that's thinner compared to this, and this is like this is 13 ounces or over 13 ounces, and 200 or 300 and something plus 50 something grams. It's a heavier racket. This racket here is under 10 ounces. It's like 9.7 ounces, and it's head heavy. So if you're really beginning, or just even a good player, teach thy own. Everybody has their own style of play, and how they hit the ball. But for me, I would say that having a racket head heavy is going to help people learn how to hit with topspin naturally, because the racket will just drop. You go back, you drop, it'll drop back automatically. So when you hit through it, it'll automatically give you topspin, even with your Eastern or semi-Western grip, whatever grip you have. Where this racket here, you really have to be precise and accurate. And like the way I played was that way. It was straight, like Jimmy Connors type, the flatness, John McEnroe style. That's the era I grew up in. So when I was growing up in the 80s, we started hitting with topspin. People already figured out the grips and all that by then. But you don't have the access to the internet like we do now. Now I'm really accurate with this racket on serve, and I can hit these cones probably a lot more than I can with this new one. And also, we're changing our style of serving, because I'm 52 now. I can't really bend in and get down with the flexibility to hit the ball with the way I would need to every time. With the new style of serving, all I have to do is just bring my foot here, the same motion, everything's the same grip, and I'm just throwing it up, and then I'm hitting like that, and I get natural bend in my legs. My toes are pointing differently. Instead of like how I used to serve like this, I hit my racket like that, coming out, and serve like that. Now I just different. I'm pointing to, and I serve really well that way too. I do a lot with my serve. I just bring the ball up and then hit through it with the Eastern grip. With the Continental grip. So my friends were saying on the internet, I had gotten these strung a while back with these with hybrids. They're both top spin strings. The mains they're at 16 gauge. They're top spin, Wilson top spin. They used them at the US Open a few years back. I got those on the mains, and then the crosses are a modern version of that, and it has durability and top spin and control. So they're 16 gauge, and I strung my racket, the mains on this at 48, and then the crosses at 44, and then this racket same 46. It's the same string, 46 pounds on the mains, and then 44 on the crosses. I string my rackets 4 pounds lighter on the crosses than I do the mains, because the way I used to play, I broke a lot of broke a lot of strings, and by doing that, you actually make the racket the way it was supposed to be made. It's more of an oval shape. You have more of a sweet spot, and it's just something I've been doing for a very long time. So, and then this racket here, I'm not sure if you can get a hybrid on here, because I only see 2 strings. So this may be one of those rackets where you can only use a 1 pattern racket, and if that's the case, I probably wouldn't play this racket. And what I'm doing is trying a bunch of different rackets out, and then I'm going to see about getting a racket customly made for my style of play and the way that I play and the way I like the racket. I do like the racket to be a little bit head heavier, a little bit, but this, there are people on this channel on YouTube, pro levels. If they use this racket, they probably, there's people that love the handles heavy, and if they use this racket and got consistent, got comfortable using it, they would literally break tennis balls hitting the ball with this racket. That's how much power's in this thing. So let's do a couple things. It's starting to sprinkle rain, folks, but we're gonna see if we can do a little training tonight. I've been training 3 nights in a row, and I also walked very good. Yes, I've been walking very good, and I just wanted to tell people, there's people that say, got a couple of friends that haven't made themselves known yet on here, but they watch the channels, and they say they get bored and they're lonely, there's nobody around and stuff like that. And I have a very active mind, and I'm making a video of one of my dreams that I want to do. I already videoed. I'm just going to download it later. So I go to the Dollar Tree, and I'll find they have a decent art supply, decent art selection there, and I'll find books that have illustrations in them that you color in and draw in and whatever, or finish drawing with them, and I'll buy them along with a notebook, and I'll just doodle in that thing, and it clears my mind and it helps me relax. And I have one of my friends that travels around on the circuit, and then they were saying stuff about being lonely and depressed and stuff, and this is where alcoholism and all kinds of shit like that can come into play, because the devil will make work for idle hands. So I suggested something like that, and if they have kids and stuff, they can draw and color these things in and send them to their children or whatever, and then maybe the kids can do something together. You both get the same book and color them in or whatever. Or if you live by yourself, you can do that. And if you go to church, you can just donate the book or something for the kids to have or whatever. But it's something for you personally to develop. And what happens is you'll clear your mind, and your mind won't be thinking of worldly things, and you'll be able to develop a better connection, spiritual connection to Yahshua HaMashiach, the Christ Jesus. And reading the Bible too helps with that. So and to each thy own. You don't have to be Christian or whatever, or whatever religion you are. You do need to have peace of mind, and especially if you're going through injuries, because your family and people in your life will mean well, and they'll always try to help you the best way they can. But they also tell you stuff that you can't do, and there's no such word as the word can't. You're just not able to do it right now, but you will do it later, or you're doing it as you speak. So, reading and having a hobby. People have to have a hobby, and that's why there is a lot of drug use and alcohol use, because people come home from work, they ain't got nothing to do, or they don't know what to do. They get themselves drinking and whatever else that comes along with that, and it's boredom, and it's not having a hobby. So if you pick up hobbies like fishing, just go for walks, doing some artwork, doing some writing. Who knows, you start writing a journal, a about your experiences in the world that you've already experienced and things that you're going through at the moment and coming, things that are coming up. It helps you focus on your life at right now, like things you're doing right now. And it also gets the burden off your mind if you don't have someone to speak to about these issues, because there are some people that live alone. They don't have anybody or anybody they can trust or anything like that. So if you write a journal, and this stuff is under $5, folks. You can go down there to the Dollar Tree and spend $5, get a journal, get a pen, get a notebook, get the books, a book or something, and like I say, that like different artworks. There's all kinds of stuff in it. So that's what I do. It helps me focus, and then obviously coming out here, and I don't care what anybody says about me. I never have. I don't have cliques and stuff like that. I was fairly popular in high school. I had a lot of friends because a variety of different people, because I did a lot of things. I ran track, I played football, I played soccer, I played tennis, I surfed. I did as much as I could as a youngster, and I worked a job and went to college and school and all that. And then my mom, got sick, my grandparents got sick, and I had to help take care of them. But I had to take that part of my life out for like 20 years. I didn't have a social life, didn't have girlfriends and stuff. I had to deal with my family being ill and stuff. So now, like when my mom passed away about over 10 years ago now, I took care of her. I have my mind is clear of anything, because I've never done something to her, and I've always been cool with her, and I love her with all my heart. And I did what I could. She just had an embolism, and it burst, and she passed away pretty quickly. And of course, I'm devastated even to this day. But I know that she's at peace, and also I don't blame myself, because a lot of people blame themselves for things that happen in life. And you literally got to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself once, daily, really, tell yourself you love yourself, because you are beating yourself up and you're not giving yourself any kind of compliments. You're always thinking of the things that you're doing and what happened to you, and you can't change the past. And even if you was to go back in the past and try to change it, it won't come out the way you think it will. So right now is the past. Like right now is the things that you've done that made mistakes, financial mistakes, whatever that you think is a mistake. It really isn't a mistake. It's just that you didn't have the proper information to make a correct decision at the time. So that's why you feel that way. But you gotta let yourself go off of that. Don't blame yourself for anything, and just do what you can do to try to help yourself get out of the situation you're in. If you're sick and stuff, just try to find out with your doctor what you're allowed to do and what you're capable of doing. And if you have a good chair at the house, you can do little exercises on the chair, stretch your legs and stuff like that, and do things like that. So I haven't hit any tennis balls. We'll go over here and start training. I just want to let you know I'm with you folks, and I've thought a lot of different ways to help myself to get out of things. When I was in a wheelchair, I had to I would push the wheelchair and walk behind it instead of being in the wheelchair. They were busting my balls. The doctor was like, "You can't do this, kid." I was like, "No, dude. No, bro. I ain't sitting in no, this ain't who I am. I'm too dumb to stay down. I don't ever quit." So that's a good trait of mine. And also, being stubborn can be a bad trait too. But in this particular situation, we want to be stubborn, and we want to love ourselves and love each other. We're all human beings. We're all going to make mistakes. And that's what I like about tennis. You can come out here, and everybody, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's a game that can be played and shared with everybody. And, in the level of respect and morality that's on most of the tennis courts, there's no bad, not too many bad people play tennis. And, as a person, that comes out and tries to start trouble, most people are pretty cool, and it's nice to meet people that learn and have the same interests as you, and then you develop friendships and stuff. So let's get to this. I'm gonna show you how accurate I can be with these old rackets. And then this newer one is a little different. I have to get used to the weight and the size of the end of the racket. But we'll have fun. Hopefully it doesn't rain too much. It doesn't rain. I'm in Florida, folks. It could rain across the street and not rain here, so God willing, we can get some content a little bit. tennis balls we got opened up last night. That was sweet. Man, wait to see how much we can kick the ball with these new ones and how high these things bounce compared to the other crappy balls we had. There's still a couple used ones in there, but the majority of them are pretty new. Well, they're new. We opened them up last night. Got my puffy machines they gave me for me to stop smoking cigarettes, so I'm trying those things out. Now, I always put rubber bands in my rackets. It's funny. I'm gonna try. Pretty good for right here. I think this is one that's kind of a little bit tighter. So I'll try that last. Now I haven't hit with this racket in a while. Last time we hit, whoa, look at this one. The radius is smaller, which makes you make you have to watch the ball more. You can get away with look at that thing. How nice it bounces. Okay, as I was saying, when most people when they're teaching you how to serve, they'll want you to serve from this side because this is a normal side of looking at where you're hitting it at. I just point my foot towards the target like I was teaching you, and it's about to toss. Almost. Bad toss. I mean, I could have hit that and sliced it, but I'm not trying to do that. See how much more accurate I am with this racket, even though that other racket's bigger? It's all because I've been playing with this racket most of my life. And I could probably hit the cone almost every time. Well, not every time, but a lot more closer than the other one. And this racket is for hitting flat shots, really, and volleying. So serving, volleying, and hitting flat shots, you got your racket here. A little more difficult to hit other types of serves with this racket too, because of the thickness of the racket, folks. But we'll get it right here. Just miss it. You see what I'm saying though? But the way my feet are standing, how I'm standing, and I'm pointing at the target instead of pointing over here and trying to wind up and just keep it simple. And it'll be a lot easier on you to develop as a player also. This is mini tennis, so you practice here, then bring it back there, and then rotate back and forth until you get a rhythm on how you want to toss the ball. Plus, playing here in this area will teach you can work on your overheads. That's basically where overheads are at in this area anyway. They're long, but they're flat. Fun doing this, folks. All day long, waiting to come out here. So I have business to do. The other racket, even though I was hitting it good, it's just that I seem like I have more control on my serve with this racket. Let's see. This is the other one. It's a little bigger, as I said, and much lighter. Just hitting right in front of it with both rackets too. That would be a good serve to hit when you're playing there. That's one of my favorite serves right there. my favorite ones to hit that. I seen him too, the tennis, he was showing a video of him training his buddy, and he hit a serve like that with you know, out. It was that, and he hit a great serve. You know, top end, high level, awesome serve. No one's getting to it. Try it. Look at my new one here. I was trying to do the same thing Nicola did. This was even shorter than that. This was shorter than that. Nicola hit a ball. He's playing his buddy, teaching him how to serve better because he's a professional tennis player and an elite coach. And he hit a ball on a serve that was like right here, right around here, in this area. It was awesome. The guy's just like, wow. And I was like, wow, that was pretty badass. That's fun to be able to do that. That's what I'm saying. Even though we're hitting the cones every time, you're hitting to a point where you're visualizing where you're trying to hit the ball. In here, which is a nice angle, because even if the person gets to the ball, you see a lot of people will cheat on the backhand side. They'll stand here like this and shoot over a little bit. And when they get the ball, they really don't have many options to do much with it, unless you're Agassi or Novak or Nadal that have wicked awesome returns of serves, and you can't do nothing about that, folks. All you can do is put the ball where you think it can't get it. So that, like that, she go left hand side, cheeks for backhand. That's why you see these clean aces come down the middle of the tee, because the person who's serving the ball can disguise their serve where they're going to put it. And you know, there's some people that can they'll tip their serve if they're going to hit it. You know, like I was telling you about Becker and Agassi. Apparently, you can go, you know, stick his tongue out when he's going to hit a kick serve, and Andres is waiting on it. You know, so it's fun to come out here and try to do a little bit as you can. And you know, I'm always a person. If I'm not good at something, I'm not going to sit there and tell you I am good at it or do anything. But what I like about tennis is a game you can actually come out and teach other people, and you know, your game speaks for itself. I'll play against anybody. I don't care. I'm not playing against them anymore. I'm playing the court, you know, and I play pretty decent. I have a good game, and I enjoy playing a variety of different people, you know. And the more I practice, I haven't played in 20-something years, almost 25 years, and I just started playing about 5 months ago or so, almost a half a year. Lost 30 pounds, tried different rackets with everybody here, and I'm showing you different ways to help you with your serve, because I'm the one that has to go through the agony of trying to figure it out. But luckily, there's good teachers on YouTube, and also I have been playing tennis for a long time, and I used to help coach at the Oceans Racket Club, you know, pretty top end players, and I played against pretty top end players from different universities, and I've beat a few of these people pretty soundly, and I've lost pretty soundly to a few of them too. But I figure them out. If I lose to somebody one time, the next time I play them, I'll have them figured out. But it's all about how I play, you know. Or you know, if you're missing shots, that's the most ridiculous way to lose games. Is that if you're up 40-30 or 30-40, you're winning, and you just need 1 point to win the game, and you let that person off the hook on a dumb shot or dumb shot selection, then that's what really hurts. That's why people lose sets, because of that shot selection, major thing. Let me go over here and get a couple of these things, and we'll try a couple more. I have the other profile too that's sprung a little bit looser. And Walmart and you can buy a bag of tennis balls. I think there's like 18 of them. And when you watch that light. Then when you're done playing with the tennis balls, you get these bags, and I use the bags for a lot of different things. They're little. I'll show you one later. I use them for my bandanas and all kinds of stuff like that. So, as I said, I do like this racket. I like the pigment, but I would make this same style racket they have here, but at 100. At 100, and let's see, and just a little thinner, you know, because you got, like I said, you got a lot of control on the thing, and then obviously my grip, I want it at 4.3/8 instead of 4.5, but, I mean, I love playing with these rackets. I just, it's just so heavy, and it takes a lot of energy to play with these things. I'm not even putting up into it either. Yeah, it's fun. If you ever get a chance to get one, try to hit one of these rackets, you'll have a blast. That was a bad toss, and I tried to make something bad. But sometimes you gotta let it go, folks. Toss is getting better too. My shoulder being messed up, it's coming around. Tried to spin that one. It does a little touch too. You can, it's got a little, you can hit some touch shots with these things too. We'll take a little bit off of it, and then we're gonna get that cone this time. This is like supposed. Tried it. Got it that time. Consistency, even from here to there, I'm still close to the cone. We're gonna hit it. Big man came off the ground that time, folks. It's funny, when I cone, and it seems like you're a little bit more consistent hitting the cone. But I'm not just saying that. I just think maybe I've hit the ball a little differently with the machine gun. Damn, that was so high. Woo! Wow. It is fun just swinging away at this stuff. That's what I have to say. That was a weird one, because not only did I hit, the toss was a little weird. I came at the ball sideways and hit it sideways. I was trying to spin it into the cone, but the toss was so low, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. We'll try it again. That's what I was trying to do the first time. But slice it into it. And my feet were going back the other way. I felt myself turning the other way like I just said not to do to myself. A little wide. That's better. Whoop. Try this one here. Uh-oh. Let's see the light. Gotta turn it on, baby. Alright, saved by the light. Let's see what's so fun about these rackets, as I'll show you. When I used to rally people, they hit a lot of top spin, and I would just be top spin, and I hit, back over to them, and be back over to them, just like that, and then I'd go. And you see how flat it is, and how I almost hit I go for the lines. As I say, I use those cones to practice going for the lines, but in the middle of a rally where people are getting comfortable, out, and the only time you really want to hit down the line if you got a flat shot. Oh, sorry. If you got a flat shot and you hit down the line, it wasn't a good one. That person gets down the line, you're standing here, they're gonna whip it cross court, and you're gonna have some wheels to get to it. So if you get a shot down the line and you hit it, you hit it and it hits like that, and it comes within that, be prepared to get back in the middle of the court. Like, don't stand there and admire hit your shot, and get back in the middle of the court and be prepared, because you got Steven from here, and if you're playing somebody that's really good, and they see you, because they're already gonna know you do that, so you're going, oh, got it cross court, we're hitting cross court, everything's groovy, and you can see why I'm using the other racket, because it's very easy to miss hit with this racket, especially when you start getting into Western grips. Like if I see 1, 2, 3, this is how I'm holding it now, and if I turn it over a little bit and put a semi-Western, you really gotta watch the ball. I mean, even though I'm hitting good with it, and that's how, like I told you, I'll switch from Eastern to Western depending on the shot. if you don't pay attention to the ball and watch the ball come off the racket, you are going to hit the ball off the frame. And even if you are watching the ball off the racket, this is a 95-inch square inch one, so it's a lot smaller than the ones that most modern people are playing. You know, most people are playing with 100 square inch, and that does make a difference. But if you just bring your racket back and you're just hitting through it, you know, like old school, like I do, and then you want to try to make an adjustment on your hit it with a western spin. Yeah, it still gives you enough, you know, clearance, but you got more spin on it, top spin. So your balls come in and you go, you know, you hit in doubles or whatever, and the person's coming into the net and you got a ball and you can hit, you know, hit lobs. But you have to watch the ball come off the racket, and it is a heavier racket. So as I said, I love everything about this racket except the fact that the weight's in the handle, and also it's a little heavy and it's a little thick. If they could make this racket where it's not like that, a little thinner, and you know, the balance more in the head of the racket, that's severe, folks. That's a lot. So yeah, you practice hitting those balls like that, and practice serving and volleying, pretend serving and volley. You can work on a lot of different things. I haven't hit with this racket in a while, you know. It's been a little while since I practiced with this racket, but I've played with this same racket for 30 years or more, you know, like a long time. So I know how the racket plays, I know how it touches, and that's why I say if you're playing doubles and you're my age or whatever, and you play a lot of doubles, and the people you're playing doubles against are good at hitting returns, you know, like they're not good at volleying, and you're just a little better at volleying, but they're hitting the ball so hard the ball's just bouncing off the racket. Not with this one. This racket will absorb any of the power that's being hit. This is a flat one, but it'll absorb the power even as big as thick as it is. See? So when you're, you know, even you're back here and you have to hit a drop shot. Oh, that's a high one, but you can put spin on the ball. As you can see, you see spin on it. Get in that basket. Same with the backhand. You know, you can hit approach shots. Approach shots like that with spin on the thing. And then if somebody, you know, if you're at the net and you're volleying and they blast the ball at you, their ball's coming, you can just, you know, just absorb their shot right off your racket and hardly even have to hit the ball. I mean, you could barely hit it. It'll go over. I mean, I barely touched it. And put spin on it. Same here. Ball comes. You know, a little drop. The racket does all the work because it's so heavy. It's such a heavy racket. And stiff. That's what it's made for. That's why I can crack some of the serves like that, because the racket itself is so stiff. It gives me a little bit of help that I need without my having the most of my power because of my disability. But the racket head's small and it's a heavy racket, so and it's hard to hit kick serves and stuff like that with this racket because of the thickness of the racket. I'll try a few kick serves over there so you can see how high the ball kicks over with this racket, and then I'll compare it to the other one. Yeah, it's good to come out here and practice. But guys, like I say, I go to Dollar, I can go to the Goodwill, the thrift stores, and find different rackets to mess around with, and see which ones I like the most out of all of them, you know? And then see if I can get a racket made similar to the rackets I've tried out. You know? So we're gonna try get a new one here. We're gonna try a couple different variety serves. We're gonna try to kick serve with this thing. And hopefully I don't hit it off the frame, because this is a big one here, buddy. Let go into it because of the frame kind of holding off a little bit. Let's try this. Let's try it again. See what I mean? Come off the frame. Let's try this one. Try this newer one. It's a little lighter. It's 4 3/8, and this is what I've been playing with recently. Oh, Tony missed it. That's Tony. Honestly, that is hysterical. It's a little flat though, but I ain't blaming that. That's funny. I don't think I've ever done that before. Oh, maybe a couple times in my life. I actually hit the ball, so that would have been a fault. That came off the top of the frame. Yeah, you get some spin on it. Looks pretty good. But as I said, the other one's a little more comfortable. But it's the same problem. You gotta compensate for one or the other. The bigger head on the racket or the weight. It's different. This racket's not even closed. This is very flexible racket. Better. That's a slice. Kind of a slice semi-kick. You get a kick so you gotta come over at the bottom of the ball. I just turn it down and hit through it. And the racket will be on the other side of your body. With my new stance. Something I'm working on doing. Right into the net, folks. I'm going to go for that twin right there, top spin, inside out, which is a hard one to do. One of the hard shots. Kind of push it through and undercut it. Do with this little top spin, with a Continental. You can hit confident with a Continental, but here's the difference with an Eastern grip and then a Western. You get a lot of angles with the Western grip and top spin. That's a semi-Western, by the way. And as I say, I mix back and forth depending on what shot selection I'm trying to hit. And then I disguise my slices with my backhand. But I definitely love the power this racket gives me, and I love the control on it. As I say, it's just a little heavy. But you can get a lot of power, and you can hit the ball with a lot of speed. By just barely touching the ball, really. I'm not even coming off the ground on any of my serves. I'm just the arm serve. Move this out of the way a little bit. That's another thing. If you can serve the ball with a big old basket in the middle of your serve, you should be able to serve with people. It's hot. I mean, I'm hot, but it's cold out here. It's in the 50s. Right there. That was a slice there. Oh, I got it, baby. I told you I'm a patient person. There's two of them. And as I say, working back and forth to each profile. And when I play doubles with during the day, I use the blue one because really at the age group that I'm playing against, I don't want to hit anything really hard because if I miss the ball, I can hurt somebody. And I don't want to do that. But same thing, got my feet not twisting and all that crazy stuff. Then come around that first. What I mean by come around that is I got my Continental grip and I hit the ball and with good contact, but I finish coming down around with my hands like that. I'll show you. See? That was a push serve. I was just trying to push it off. But I was holding my racket stiff so I could hit the side of the ball and hit slice on it and put a spin on the ball and try to do that with this racket. And that's why I hit the net like that. The ball has to be thrown up higher. You're going to type the trick shot or that's type of serve. It's good to know why you're missing shots. You know what I mean? It's okay though. We're getting better and better every day. Getting back up to a higher level. Take me to a higher level. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, here we go. Try again. Hit that corner. Shouldn't have hit that. Good slice. Hit on the other side of the thing. Changed my minute though. I changed my mind the last second and hit down line instead of going out wide. But if you get getting back used to this would be a fine racket to play with. It's just like I say, you can't hit with a lot of top spin with this racket because it's the way it's designed. It's not meant for East End. try to hit kick throws and stuff. Almost. I tried to get the putt, tried to get it. It's good to have fun. Don't pinch it, folks. Go down the middle. That's pretty good, folks. I'm not mad at that. It was fun getting a chance to use different rackets, like I say, that weren't very expensive to begin with. Like you can go and buy these rackets that were $300 back in the 90s for 40 and 50 bucks. And that's cool because I played with this type of rackets. I grew up playing with them. But I'm looking for a more modern style racket. So right now I'm playing with this Wilson Court K6, like I said. And because I can use a variety of different shots, I'm not limited to the certain points that I can use. Although I can belt the ball with that profile, and I want to get one of my friends to come out here so we can do some hitting, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this fun hitting like that with the racket that I have. Either one, I just like doing it. I got old school style of play. That's how I learned how to play, and that's why most of the time when I play against these people that hit with a lot of topspin, I'm inside, like I'm on top of the baseline because that's how I started to play, and it throws them off a little bit. They're not used to that, and myself, I have to get used to people hitting with a lot of topspin also. So it's both situations, but when I go for my shots for winners, they're a lot different than more modern people are hitting with excessive amount of topspin to hit the winner, and I just bring my racket back and hit through it with a, angle like I was showing you earlier. I use angles, and I also figure out, strategy. If I hit this shot, what's going to happen afterwards when that person gets it. So that's why I tell you to recover in the middle of the court, and that way you can have your best chances to get the ball back and play. I had a lot of fun, folks. I'm gonna do this more, and I appreciate all my friends and family that watch these videos. And I know I do a lot of the videos, but the parts you guys don't see is afterwards. I'm in a lot of pain. I gotta stretch out and stuff. Like my stomach literally, my hernia literally comes out, so I gotta literally put my finger in my belly button and push it back in. And then just of recent time, I got a wiggly tooth and I have to get it pulled. 52 years, don't have to go to the dentist, and then all of a sudden I gotta get to a dentist and have them take out one of my tooths that are wiggly. So I mean, I'm doing pretty good. These are just things that happen in life as you get older. It isn't like I don't take care of my teeth. I brush my teeth with the best toothpaste I can buy and get the best stuff. I always been doing that, and use baking soda, all that stuff. So it's sometimes when you get older, things are going to happen. That's why I made this channel for other guys and ladies that are getting up there in age a little bit, and they're feeling that they're not able to do stuff, and people that are literally disabled like myself. Don't let anybody tell you what you can do. Just do your best. That's all anybody can ask of anybody. You do your best, and enjoy your life. And don't say, well, God's bringing me blessings. No, every time, every day, every second in the moment, as soon as you wake your eyes up, even when you're asleep, you're being blessed by God. You just have to accept it and take it and say, hey, thank you, Lord, for these blessings. Just accept it. Don't be so prideful and say I can do everything myself. That's what's up, So you're being blessed every second. You just let it happen to you. Let the positivity of God's love come into your heart and heal you. Don't let negative things come into You have to know what's going on outside the world so you can make a plan of action. You have a family, you have kids and stuff. You got to make sure they're safe for what's coming. So, and this is facts. It's just inevitable. Every society crumbles at one point. Everything that you're standing on, and even your house you're built on, somebody else had a house there years before you were there. Somebody else had landscape before you were there. Somebody else had cities where you're at before you were there. Oh, everything was somewhere, it's just how the world is. We build over other things. And, that's why you have to take time to get away from all that crazy stuff that's going on in the world, the fake realities of this matrix or whatever that guy's talking about. What they mean by matrix is you just get up in the morning, you work a job, you come home, no hobbies, nothing, can barely afford to live, and people are disabled and can't get proper medical treatment in this country, things like that. And no one questions anything. It's just like playing the game, and there's other people in the game. They're player CPUs or something like that, non-players or whatever, MPs they call them, whatever. Well, that's what this guy's talking about, the matrix. Everybody's stuck in this thing, which you don't have to be. Just you just do your life and know that you are a special individual. Every person is a special individual. They're made in the image and likeness of God, and God loved you so much. He sent His only begotten Son for you, for your sins, and for you to have a good life. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to help each other. We're supposed to make sure we're taken care of, and make sure you love yourself and take care of yourself too. Don't beat yourself up, and don't hurt yourself mentally by saying, "Oh, you're dumb," or "I can't do this," or that's not how we do things. We're doing things different. I've just seen it so many times. I've seen younger guys, younger women, because of the social media stuff, they don't think themselves worthy of anything. And let me tell you, most of the people you're talking to on this computer, they're fake people. They're not who they are. They're just a fake. There's nothing real about them. Okay? And sometimes, literally, there is nothing real with them. They're computer people. So don't bother, wasting your time with people like that. Just move on. So I appreciate everybody watching. You guys are doing great. I'm proud of everybody. My friend Stefan and my friend Nathan, they're doing great. Everybody's doing great. And share your experiences with us. Tell us some exercises with some comments in the section. And please like and subscribe. And I'm never asking for no money. I don't need nothing. I'm just here to help, and I'm here to share my training that I'm doing so I can play in the tournament coming up. So that's my goal, and we'll see what happens after that. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good day, and I gotta get going because it's a little rain, folks. This little rain coming down, and I just bought these tennis balls, and I don't want them to get wet.